and we'll see if there's any signs of life. Okay, so we're starting off here on New South Promenade. We're looking towards the crescent there, one of two crescents here on New South Promenade. The Hampton by Hilton there, the new hotel, which are extending. The Kimberley, now that's the one that's all derelict there, the Kimberley Hotel. It's been closed since 2014. This is how it looks here. Pretty quiet actually. Mind you, the road's pretty quiet though. The promenade always seems to be busy here in Blackpool. Looking towards the Pleasure Beach now, there's the big one there. That opened in 1994, yeah. I've not been on that for a while, I'll have to get back on it again, won't I? And I'll tell you something else as well. Let's have a little look at the sea, shall we? It looks absolutely awesome. Right, okay, check this out. We're just going to head down these steps now. And look at this. Looks pretty calm actually today. Look at the sea there, the Irish Sea there. And my goodness, what a view. It is so clear today. I don't know if you can see over here, but towards the south pier there, we've got the hills of Cumbria. And it looks so clear. Wow. Amazing. Okay, so on we go. Along Blackpool Promenade. In the middle of winter, end of January. And I remember this promenade before all this was done. It was around about the year 2000, I think, when they first started developing all this promenade. We had sunken garden. It was all a bit, it wasn't that great condition. Really, sunken gardens, lots of rocks, rock garden, that sort of thing. There was no plants or anything like that along here. People like to ride the bikes, as you can see. People like to ride the bikes along here. I just saw one guy over there who's a fan of the channel. He was riding a chopper. I used to have a chopper, a rally chopper. Yeah, amazing. Love that bike. Still waiting for that replacement track on that hill there, on the big one, yeah. Got to keep on top of the maintenance for the big roller coaster. Yeah, and I remember as well, before Ocean Boulevard, before the Pleasure Beach did all this around the outside, you could see right into the Pleasure Beach. Who remembers that? You could see all the roller coasters, the Big Dipper, the log flume as well, of course. The log flume was right here, where is it Infusion? This blue ride here, that's Infusion. They actually brought that from Southport Pleasureland. It was called the Iron Brew Traumatizer, and it was rethemed here at the Pleasure Beach as Infusion. So we're just coming up now to the Watson Road there. This is the part of the Pleasure Beach that used to be, back in the olden days, Watson Road used to split it into two parts before the Pleasure Beach decided to build over the top. Can't remember when they did that, but yeah, the Pleasure Beach in the olden days it split into two parts by Watson Road there. That takes you to the ice drum down there. So here's the other half of Ocean Boulevard. I can't see, well, there's not really that much. Mr. Chippy's not open. I think Pizza Hut is open just up here. Yeah, Pizza Hut is open here on Ocean Boulevard. We've found one place open here on the promenade in Blackpool. I actually think Pizza Hut are a bit of a rip-off, really. We used to have one at Fat Man's Corner on the main road in and out of Blackpool, but they knocked it down. That's the one that's opposite where McDonald's is. A bit of the illumination still up here. I think they probably leave this up, don't they? That used to be Venus Ringball. It looks like they're just leaving that up, but there you go. We carry on. So we're leaving the Pleasure Beach behind now, and just over the road there is the Sandcastle there. Used to be the open air baths. Who remembers the open air baths? 1986 is when the Sandcastle was opened, and I believe that the Derby baths, which were up at North Shore, had to be knocked down for the Sandcastle. Yeah, a little bit controversial. The Derby baths, a big favourite swimming pool here in Blackpool. Even Tarzan used to swim there, and they had to knock that down to build the Sandcastle. Anyway, we're now coming up on the Velvet Coaster. You see this bit of spare land here, and they've got the toilets up there. There's a bit of spare land here, which I do believe Blackpool Council, they're going to be putting some stuff in here, like containers or something, like little mini shops, I don't know, something like that. Something's going to happen in here, but we'll find out later. Anyway, this is the Velvet Coaster, and I tell you what, I actually feel like I need something to eat and a drink, so I'm going to head in here now, and I might as well show you around. Right, okay, let's head in here, shall we? The Velvet Coaster, it's right fancy in here. Here we go. I have been in here before, but I don't think I really did give you a very good look around. Let's have a good look around, shall we? Here we go, it's massive. Yeah, look at this. Imagine this when it's in the season. It is absolutely grand. I'll tell you what, it's quite busy for this time of year as well. I wasn't expecting it to be so busy in here. It's nice and warm as well after being out there. Look at this, the Velvet Coaster, folks. They've got all the history of Blackpool up there on this big mural. See that up there, look. And they've got these, look at these log burners here, aren't they fancy? Bit of a throwback to the old fairgrounds and the Pleasure Beach. So I'm going to get myself something to eat here, and there you go. Okay, now I've ordered boneless chicken, yeah, so that's what I'm going to have to eat. And this is the coffee here. This is my third favourite coffee after McDonald's, number one. And the coffee I make at home, yeah, Wetherspoons is my third favourite coffee. There you go. Here's a quick look from the top of the Velvet Coaster. They've got 3 levels to this. They've got 2 outdoor sections as well. A whole outdoor section on the top level. Yeah, that'll be pretty popular in the summer, won't it? Really busy. Now then, check this out. A boneless basket chicken in chips. Look at this, eh? How about that, eh? I'll tuck into this now. I need it. Yeah, so check out this mural that they've got here at the Velvet Coaster. You'll have to have a look at it when you come down properly, but it literally starts at the beginning of Blackpool 1602 when it was first named by the Bispham Parish Church, and it goes through the railways when the railway first came, when all the piers opened, the first pier, the North Pier, the Winter Gardens, and of course Blackpool Tower. What a time that must have been. It was boom time for Blackpool then, even the big wheel as well. You'll have to check this out if you come to the Velvet Coaster. You'll learn all about the history of Blackpool just from this. Okay, so I'm heading outside now, back into the cold. But it's actually not that cold, you know. It's actually quite a nice day, I think. Even the sun's come out. Look at this. Whoa. Sunny Blackpool. Well, that filled a hole, and I'm now ready to carry on this walk along Blackpool Prom in the middle of winter. Remember when the go-karts used to be there? Karting 2000, no longer. Next to the South Pier. Yeah, and I think did it say the South Pier opened in 1892 or 1893? It was called the Victoria Pier. It was on there, on that mural. Just before the Blackpool Tower. And it's still here today. And the arcade is open. So you can still go in the arcade. even at this time of year. How are we looking over here? Station Road. Got the Lucky Star amusements there. That used to be where the Velvet Coaster is now, the Lucky Star. Pablo's is closed. No ice cream today in Blackpool, not from these places anyway. Notre is not open yet, but at least the sun's out here in Blackpool. Look at that sunshine now. Looking back towards the pleasure beach there, yeah. We're just opposite the Viking Hotel there. Some people coming out of the hotel. There's people, there's life in Blackpool in the middle of winter, and that's right next to the Queen's Hotel. Massive hotel here on South Promenade, one of the biggest hotels along this part of the promenade, the Queen's Hotel. Let's carry on, shall we? Okay, we're now at Waterloo Road, and there's McDonald's there looking down here. Notre Ice is down there, not open yet though. We've got the Dutton Arms on the corner, that's open. Just down the road we've got the Bull Pub as well, and don't forget the Crafty Bear micro pub down there on Waterloo Road. Check it out if you're coming to Blackpool, the Crafty Bear. I just spotted some fans there that got on that tram there. They just spotted me, yeah. I'll tell you what, I've met quite a few while I've been out this morning. Anyway, we're just across the road from what's supposed to be an Easy Hotel there. You see that right there? An Easy Hotel. Not really sure what happened, but we've got some apartments here. These look quite nice, don't they? Someone's been doing up these places here into what looks like apart hotels. Look, there you go. And there's Yates's over there. That closed last year, remember? I wonder if that will open again. It's not looking very likely with the current climate, is it? Bit of a shame really, isn't it? Yeah, Yates's South Shore. Doesn't look like it's going to open this year, folks. Anyway, just next to Yates's is Mother Hubbard's Fish and Chips there. I've not been in there yet, you know, but it's open, yeah. And just up here we've got the Cod Bar, I think that's open as well. Okay, there's the new Lord's Hotel. That's been empty for ages, that hotel, but I think someone's trying to do work to it. They're trying to get that going there, but it's been a long time since that was open. But we're just coming up now on the St Chad's Hotel. Look at this. This is getting ready for being demolished. Look at this now. Check this out. I'll tell you what, it's getting serious here. Now look at, they brought all these containers in here. It won't be long before they start to bring this thing down. I think at the moment they're just soft stripping it. That's going to take, well, it's going to take a few weeks, but it won't be long, folks, before they start to bring this historic building down. St Chad's Terrace, 1891, it says it up there. It's not really the most fanciest of terraces here in Blackpool, but it does go back a long way. There you go. It'll all be history soon. Yeah, so the St Chad's will be replaced by a state-of-the-art all-new hotel. Anyway, next door is the Lindeen. Look at this here, owned by the same company. Same Singaporean-based company, Fragrance. And look, all the cars here, look, loads of people here, look. You'd think it was the middle of summer, wouldn't you? I'll tell you what, it feels pretty warm now here in Blackpool. Now that that sun's come out, it's actually really, really nice now. Wow. I tell you what, that sun is blinding. I can really feel the heat of the sun here in Blackpool. But anyway, I'm now at Manchester Square, and this is where Blackpool got its name from. Yeah, check this out. This is Manchester Square. Just over there, we've got the Manchester pub there. And this is where Blackpool got its name from, because this is where the black peaty water from Spen Dyke flowed into the sea. And because it was black, and it formed a pool right here, back in the old, I'm going back hundreds and hundreds of years, it got its name, Blackpool. And that was first registered at the Bispham Parish Church in 1602 when a couple had a child. They resided in the area of the Blackpool. So there you go. So there you go, there's a Manchester hotel here at Manchester Square in Blackpool, where Blackpool got its name from. Anyway, I'm going to head down the back streets now, because I did say I'd head down the back streets, so let's have a little look down here. I want to show you Tilsley Road. Yeah, so this is Rigby Road here. We'll have a little look down here, shall we? Down the back streets. I'll come back out on the other side of Central Pier. So this takes you down to Blackpool Transport, just down there on the right hand side. You can see the building there. Blackpool Transport. Now they are supposed to be building a housing estate here. This was supposed to be built years ago. Can you see this empty plot over the road here? Look at that there. All that side of the road there was knocked down on this road here called Tilsley Road. It was all knocked down for new housing. And look, it's still a building site. Can you believe that? This road was named after the Tilsley family who built the first substantial house here in Blackpool, yeah. It was called Vauxhall. Can't remember his name, but it was built by the Tilsley family, and I believe that part of it still remained up to about, I think it was about 1990s or something. Then they knocked it down to build that new pub, the Vauxhall and the Reflex. Yeah. Anyway, look at this here. Devastation. When's anything going to happen here? Who knows? We need new houses, don't we? Yeah, so Vauxhall was just up there on the corner of Princess Street and the Promenade, yes. There's a blue plaque on the side of the pub which you can check out when you're going past if you're up this way. Anyway, I'm going to head down this road here now. It's called Dale Street. Look at this cafe on the corner, the Lindale Cafe. That's very well presented, isn't it? Looks like a nice cafe, that, doesn't it? But we're going to head down here now, Dale Street. This is also the home of the £1 burger. We'll see that at the other end. I wonder if Chris is around. I just met a lady there who follows my channel, so if that's you, hi to you. Yeah, so we're now in the Vauxhall area, and as you might be able to tell, it has suffered quite a bit, the Vauxhall area of Blackpool. Yeah, the oldest part of Blackpool, this Vauxhall, and they are trying to regenerate it with that new housing estate over there, but the builder for those houses went bust, the contractor, so we don't know when those houses are ever going to get built. But yeah, this is the Vauxhall area. This is actually where I started doing this channel, right here, and there's a road over there called, look at this here, Bickerstaff Street. That's named after a former mayor of Blackpool, and he was the man responsible for building Blackpool Tower. John Bickerstaff. If it wasn't for John Bickerstaff, Blackpool might not have had a tower. Well, speak of the devil, I did mention back there that we might bump into Chris, the £1 burger man, and I think this might be his van right here. And here he is, Chris, the £1 burger man. How about that? I managed to run into him. How about
Hello,
that?
Steve. How the devil are you? I haven't seen you for ages.
Yeah, I'm all right. I had a bit of a rough time over Christmas, and I know I've had loads of people asking, when is the £1 burger bar and the arcade opening again?
Well, the £1 burger bar at the arcade, we reopened the first weekend in March. I believe the bingo is open in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah, this is the bingo
This
here.
is the bingo. At the moment, I'm just replacing a floor in the bingo because the floor is a little bit just worn. So this is winter work, guys.
Yeah, it all goes on here in the winter. We carry on working. Look at this. This is the bingo here. And I believe this is one win, any prize. Bingo. Look at this. House. Check this out. Be sure to visit when you come to Blackpool.
Yeah, that piece of wood's there just while I work on it. I've just bought a new piece of wood, some marine ply. It's just years and years and years of people coming in here, and there's a few holes in the floor. So, unfortunately, being James's landlord, he makes me do the jobs.
That's the way to do it.
Unbelievable, isn't it? Actually, no, I thought it was James then. Yes, all right. So This is what I'm going to do, but this will be ready in the next couple of days. I've done the main work, cut the old floor out, and now I'm just putting a new floor in. It never stops, does it, eh? Holidays all over. Anyway, Steve, what's this I read about you in the paper? You've made the paper?
What for?
What for?
No, I'm not controversial. Me, not like you.
I'm not controversial. I'm not the one who's
Wasn't
made the paper.
That video to do with me saying don't come to Blackpool, was it? Where
It may have been something to do with that. How brilliant is that? I'd just like to say a big thank you to the Gazette, because that'll get Steve's views right up there. And the Gazette, you do realise that Steve brings in more tourists than all of you lot put together. But thank you very much, Gazette. I love it. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, Steve. I'm going to have to do a video that's controversial so I can get in the Gazette like that.
Yeah. So there you go, Chris has got his work cut out here at Haworth Bingo. He's going to be repairing the floor there. It all goes on during the winter here in Blackpool. We never stop. Anyway, I'm going to head back out now onto the promenade and I'll carry on with this video. So there you go, that was Chris at the £1 Burger Bar, and we also took a little look at Haworth's famous prize bingo there. But we're going to head off now and carry on my little tour of Blackpool Promenade in the middle of winter, coming up towards the end of January. This is Chapel Street now, and we're just opposite this place here called the Shoe Cellar. That used to be, I remember when the Doctor Who exhibition used to be there. Does anybody remember the Doctor Who exhibition? I'm pretty sure that the TARDIS was in that little bit there. You see that bit there that sticks out? That used to be a TARDIS. Anyway, we're just opposite the Central Pier there. There's the Central Pier. The Central Pier arcade is open. All the pier arcades are open. I'm just giving you an idea of what's open here in Blackpool. And look at this weather now, isn't it nice? You wouldn't think it, would you? January. And you know what? I'm actually thinking of taking my coat off because it's actually really, really pleasant at the moment. We're just going past the waxworks, which is, I think the waxworks is open. I've never been in here, you know. Never been in Madame Tussauds. It's really livening up now as we get towards the tower. There seems to be more and more people up this end. Fun land here. I couldn't actually tell if the waxworks was open or not, to be honest. And look at that there, the view towards the old Central Police Station down there. Look, that's another building that's earmarked for demolition. When that's going to happen, I don't know though. Okay, so we'll carry on. We're now just going past the Sea Life Centre, and there's some work going on underneath here. Not quite sure what it is actually. I'll have to look it up, but they've been doing a lot of work in here. At the Sea Life Centre, and we're now just coming up to the Golden Mile amusements. It used to be Mr. B's. Here, the Golden Mile, and this place is due to shut down, but it's not going to shut down anytime soon. I think it's going to be running all this year, maybe even next year. But the Golden Mile Amusements is part of this new central entertainment quarter, Blackpool Central. And I think they're going to build a hotel on this site, but it's not going to be anytime soon, as far as I know. I did originally think that they were going to close that down this year, but it's going to carry on, and I'm glad to hear about that actually. Yeah, so I'm glad the Golden Mile amusements are not shutting down anytime soon. Really glad to hear about that. We're now at the new Bonnie Street, and just across the road from the Coral Island. It's always open. Coral Island, massive amusements here. Tell you what, there's quite a few people around as well, isn't it? What do you think? I can hear some music, so I'll probably have to cut it off now for copyright reasons.
On the Camel Derby.
I'll tell you what, these places outside the Coral Island do really well, these rock places and food places. And we're now just coming up on what's supposed to be the new Sands venue and the Blackpool Museum. This building here, this black building, and a hotel as well, I believe. But there's not been a whole lot of work done on here. There was nothing done last year. This is supposed to contain the Blackpool Museum, but it currently only contains the Spyglass bar here and the Wild West Diner. So I don't know when this is going to be completed. It's probably going to be next year. It's supposed to be the Blackpool Museum. So I don't know what's happened, but we're just going to have to wait and see on that. There's a Wild West Diner there. Okay, so I'm now at the foot of my favourite building here in Blackpool. It's the Woolworths building, which opened in 1938. It was the flagship store in the UK. How about that, eh? Art Deco, of course. We're just going to go past another Wetherspoons now. This is the Albert and the Lion. Look, there's people sat outside. Whoa, that tells you how good the weather is. Look at this. The Albert and the Lion. And of course the Woolworths building is right next to the Blackpool Tower. There you go. We're now at the Tower. And just over the road, Comedy Carpet, of course. They haven't taken Odyssey away. Yeah, look, Odyssey's still there. Christmas by the Sea over there, of course, and the Comedy Carpet. But we're now just going past the entrance to the tower. Look, there you go, Blackpool Tower. Let's have a look up, shall we? So there you go, that was Blackpool Tower. I don't need to say any more about Blackpool Tower, do I? But just next to, on the other side, should I say, is this building here. This used to be Lewis's, and before Lewis's it was the Palace Theatre, and before the Palace it was the Alhambra Theatre, state-of-the-art theatre, and before the Alhambra it was the Prince of Wales Theatre and Baths. All this section here going right back there, and can you see just on this corner now, I believe that this Blackpool Amusements is supposed to replace the Golden Mile, which I said I originally thought was going to close down, but I believe that the Golden Mile is going to be open for a bit longer. So there you go, a new amusement here in Blackpool. How about that? And don't forget, we've got the Hole in the Wand next to that, a Harry Potter themed, that crazy golf thing there. And Viva, of course, Viva. Just over the road from there, it's a beach house, bistro, and the wedding chapel. There you go. Papa's Fish and Chips there. Revolution, and they're doing some work above Revolution. Not sure what's going on there, but that's been in scaffolding for quite a while. Anyway, we're almost at the North Pier. It's just over here. Well, here we are now, folks. We've made it to the North Pier. And look at this view now. Whoa, look at this. You don't have to pay for this. There's the Robert's Oyster Rooms building over there. You see that on a lot of old photographs. Yeah, the Robert's Oyster Rooms. And just over here we've got Feldman's Arcade. Bertram Feldman used to own this building. It was a music hall. He was like one of the early pioneers of music, Bertram Feldman. And he was based in London for a while, but he then brought his offices up here to this building here, Feldman's Arcade. How about that? A very grand building. He had other places in the town and across the country as well, like places where you could hear music and buy music from. Like I said, he was one of the early music moguls here in the UK. And this is now the North Pier. We've made it, folks, all the way from New South Promenade to Blackpool's North Pier. So there you go, Blackpool North Pier, and just like all the other piers, the arcade is open. The pier itself is closed at the moment, but it will be reopening again in the season. Anyway, I just want to finish off just over here because I want to show you the view towards the lakes. It's absolutely awesome. Let's go and check it out. Just check this out. Now there's the Metropole and the cenotaph there. Look at this, folks. Like I said, you don't have to pay for this view. I don't know if you can see the Lake District over there, but it is so clear today. And just listen to this sea. It's really, really calm. So there you go, that was a walk along Blackpool Promenade from New South Promenade all the way up here to the North Pier, and it started off fairly quiet, but there were quite a few people in the Velvet Coaster, weren't there? But as we got up this end, it started to get really, really busy, and the weather today is absolutely awesome. Just imagine what it's going to be like in the middle of summer when we see all these people come back to Blackpool again this year. Anyway, I hope you like this video. If you do, hit the like button and also hit subscribe and tick the bell for notifications of new videos, and I will see you again on the next one.